with me. Stay with me. I've sat with Grandpa several times when he ate fish with some soup. It never ceased to amaze me. It's like a magic trick when he ate fish in soup. He would take a large spoon of fish in his mouth, silence, pausing, his jaws going back and forth, and then, at the right moment, he spits out dry bone.
That is good. You're an orator. I love your orator.
How? I would sit, I would ask, how does he do that? How does he do that? Watch this. How does he separate what is good from what is dangerous? How does he take the calculated risk of deciphering between what is of character and what is not? How does he decipher, how does he understand in the moment of the risk itself, how to separate what is beneficial and what is prickly? I don't know the answer to that, but I do know this. I know it for a fact, he lived his life like he ate fish. Grandpa used his mouth and his voice to separate what was good from what was dangerous for this country and for those who serve.
You are coming to execute you. Okay.
Grandpa had no hesitation about calling out what was good fish for us as a society and what was dangerous bones to discard of. He took the risk of bones for the opportunity to find fish. He showed up to the conversation. Grandpa had the bravery to tell it like it is. He lived meticulously, just like he ate fish. The second thing that made Grandpa just divinely great is actually part of the reason why we're here today. Mourning and at the same time rejoicing. Once again, stay with me here. We gather today in mourning and in rejoicing. We mourn for the loss of time, but we rejoice for the time we've had. We mourn for his great wisdom, but we rejoice for his example. We mourn that we're not able to call his name, but we rejoice and are grateful for the name that he has left us. We mourn that we're unable to hear his voice, but we rejoice that he gave us direction. We mourn Grandpa because we're no longer able to see him, but we rejoice for his foresight. But that does not answer the question, how does mourning and rejoicing make him great? The answer is simple. He had an unmatched ability to see people as better than they saw themselves and to see society as better than it saw itself. And so for those personal relationships that he held to such high esteem, to such high standards that it almost felt like your relationship almost broke because of the high standard he held you to. For those relationships that were so tensioned because of the standard that he held us all to, it was because he was mourning over us before we got to mourn over him. He had this innate desire to push us to our very best. But here's the thing. Yes, he mourned for us, desired to push us to our very best. But here's the thing. No one can do that for that long and that consistently without the other side of the coin. No one could do that without also rejoicing. Because mourning can only get you so far in this push to get people to be better, to get society to be better. You do it for that long, for that consistently, with that level of passion, because there's also a side of you that is rejoicing. Though yet the thing has not come to pass, the rejoicing keeps you going. No one can be that disturbed by who you are not yet. No one can be that disturbed and continue to invest in you for that long without being driven not just by mourning, but also by the joy for who you have the potential to become.
Yep.
Because the truth is that you can only tell it like it is for as long as he did when it comes from a place of rejoicing. And so as much as we mourn that we as individuals and as a nation
and our revered fathers, brothers, and sisters, and leaders of our ethnic nationalities, let me stand on other existing protocols. Mine is a very short one. Start to the family, because I'm a member of the family. I say to you, our father lived well. I'm sure everybody here who have listened will wish we can be celebrated like this.
Former federal minister, founder of Transparency International, and most recently appointed a member of the Leadership Council of the UN's Sustainable Development Solutions Network, SDSN. Dr. Adebanjo, welcome. She's been aboard of never ages. Please let us applaud her. It is my distinct delight to be able to offer these words of eulogy for a father that earned the right to truly be called the father of the nation. Adebanjo is I have difficulty saying words. I've just been mixing up my tenses every time I've spoken about Daddy. And that's because he lives. So Adebanjo was a revolutionary. The way to understand this was it not George Orwell that said that in a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is revolutionary. That was Adebanjo. I knew him when I was much younger, in the days of concerned professionals, because he was part of NADECO, and concerned professionals, a body of professionals who were unhappy at the way that the military was determined to truncate the democracy that was about to happen. And in those days, it was not difficult to hear the voice of Adebanjo, and to know that following that era, he remained consistent in exerting pressure on our system of governance and nation building. It gave me such great delight. Do you know the greatest thing for me about Adebanjo? It is the fact that he set the standard of what it means to have character. Character, as my dad taught us, is a lasting currency. Every other currency can go out of fashion, but character never goes out of fashion. And here's the deal. The fact that Adebanjo, who belonged to the silent generation, that's the generation born 1928 to the time that the next generation, being the baby boomers, were born. And this is a man that the Gen Zs know. Can you imagine that? The millennials